Hello everyone, I hope you've all had a wonderful Christmas or festive season, however you've decided to spend it. We've had a very quiet Christmas with friends and family. It's been wonderful. But today I want to do a Your Creative Studio unboxing, and this is the box called Capture. So let me just take everything out and let's have a look and see what's inside and what we can do with it. So as usual, I'm just going to unbox these as they come out of the package. This is a cling stamp, and this is a little rooster. How cool is that? We also have another cling stamp here, which looks as if it's a camera design. So I'm not sure what that's a typewriter, I think. And then we have some washi tape. We always usually get a washi tape inside these boxes. So this is this month's washi tape. Let me just unravel it just to show you what's on here. So it seems to be sort of like a photography, filmmaking design this month. Then there's another cling stamp. You usually get 2 or 3. There's 2 inside this one here, and this one is a camera on a tripod, so we'll have a play around with those. And we've got a film reel. We've also got this box of ephemera. Let me open this up and let's have a look inside this little package here. I love the packaging that all of these things come in. And, you know, I honestly believe that these boxes represent excellent value for money. If you were to buy these individually, and some of them, yes, are available via AliExpress, but by the time you've included all of your shipping, you definitely get much better value for money by choosing these boxes. So this is called Art Clippings, and we've got all these gorgeous retro designs, and they're kind of like postage stamps, so I am assuming that these are stickers. So I think the whole of the back must come off, but definitely stickers. So, but you know, some wonderful retro designs on here. Look at that one, isn't that gorgeous? So we'll have a play around with these a bit later. As you know, for anybody who's watched any of my previous unboxings, you always know that I put a project together for you as well. We've also got the Time Traveller package of ephemera. Let's have a look and see what we've got inside here. And I always save the packaging. The packaging is just absolutely wonderful to use in your projects as well. So, you know, don't throw any of those away. And this is what we've got here. These are pieces of paper ephemera. These are not stickers, but lovely vintage designs. You know, lots of different sizes. I'm not going to go through them all. It'll take far too long, but you get the general idea. Lots of paper ephemera for us to have a play with. We've got another pack of ephemera. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, look at these. These will just be absolutely wonderful for using in collage. So it looks as if we've got 3 or 4 pages of each design. So these would be absolutely wonderful, as I've said, for using in collage. Love these designs here. Fabulous. We have a little charm. Let me just take this out of the package. A little camera. Oh, I love their charms. Absolutely adorable. Let me just hold this up really close. Nice brass charm. Let me just put this back in the pack before I lose it. Another pack of paper ephemera. What have we got inside here? And again, another wonderful background for us to use if we want to. Now this is textured paper. This is wonderful. If I rub my nail along, can you see that this is kind of ribbed? Not seen anything like that before. So I like these a lot. Lots of textured papers here in all kinds of different designs and sizes. Let's have a look and see what is inside this particular one. So we have some twine and then some washi stickers, lots of different washi stickers. Whoops, I've dropped mine all over the place. These are lovely. Let me just pop those down. Some circular pieces of paper. I think these might be stickers. And then some other pieces of ephemera. So lots of different pieces, you know, tags and that kind of thing for us to play with here. I am itching to see what's inside this pack, this huge camera. What is this? It's a little purse. So there we go. You could actually pop that and use it as a key ring perhaps, or attach it to your regular purse. So that's really cute. Another paper pack of ephemera here. Again, beautiful packaging. And let me just show you what we've got here. So we've got 1, 2, 3 pieces of each. In fact, four, but they're on different weights of cardstock and also a sheet of vellum. So lots of different designs for us to play with. Let me just pick these up and I'll show you. So we've got these striped designs here. I like those. Those are fun, aren't they? The retro camera design. This one here, I like that. That's beautiful. This one. And this one here. So lots of different designs for us to play with there. And then finally 2 more packages. We've got a sheet of stickers. This is an old-fashioned camera. And then we've also got some either vellum or tissue paper. Let's have a look and see what's inside here. So yes, I think this is tissue paper, and we usually have 5 sheets of the same design. So yeah, great for using as decoupage paper. So 5 sheets of those. So let me put my thinking cap on and let's see what we can create. Now, before I do anything, I want to have a try of these stamps. They've got a film that peels off and it should stick down to your stamp block. They're not overly sticky, but they should stick just enough for you to be able to stamp. So let's try this one out. I've had an ongoing battle with these, but Amanda sent me some tips last month and they did the trick. So let's see if it works again. So I just want to see what these stamps are like, especially this cockerel. So I've stamped it in black StazOn ink. I'm just going to leave it down for a second or two just for that ink to grab. How cute is that? So that's where the film, I couldn't relate in my mind as to sort of where the film theme was sort of working with this cockerel, but he's got a camera attached to his leg. So that's that one there. Then we've got this one here, which I think is a camera. I thought it was a typewriter, but I don't think it is. So let's have a go with this one here. I've got no idea whether I've got it the right way round, but we shall see. In fact, actually, let's have a look. In fact, it's that way. I'm looking at the packaging. Here we go. So I'd got it upside down. So let's stamp this as well. Hold it down for a few seconds. You see that's stamping absolutely beautifully as well. These are really detailed stamps. So you can see how crisp these stamps are. I love the tripod as well with all the tools of the trade underneath it. Really crisp and nice images. Now I want to do some pages in my Your Creative Studio journal. It's really full and I've only got a couple of pages left. I've got these 2 pages here and I've got a couple here as well. But as you can see, the pages I've got are next to floral pages and I just don't think that the camera theme is going to go. So what I think I'm going to do is sort of add a bit of a tip in this area here, because we've got some cinema pages, and so I think that cine film will go really well. I'm going to start off by using this piece of sticker paper here. This is slightly thicker than the others in the set, and I think colour-wise it's going to match really well. So let's start off with this. Now I do want to add something to the back, and I'm thinking that I can use a piece of this tissue paper just to cover the back. So I think what I'll do is peel the sticky back off. So I'm just going to stick some of this down. Now let me just have a look and see how I want this to go. Nina, don't screw this up. So let's just pop this down. Not quite straight, but it doesn't matter. I can trim around the edges. So I'm just going to take this off to my paper trimmer. This is what I've got so far. So that's the front and that's the back. Now I've got this out of the Ephemera pack. I love this. It's really nice and ribbed and textured. And I'd love to add the tripod as a stamped image onto the front of it. But I'm not convinced that it would stamp very well just because this is ribbed and textured. So I've got an idea, and I've got no idea whether this is going to work or not. I would like to use the piece of acetate that was protecting the stamps. So what I think I'm going to do is ink up my stamped image. Let's have a look. Let's bring in these stays on. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to work. So make sure that I add plenty of ink. Here we are. And then I've got another larger stamp pad somewhere. Now, what have I done with it? So here it is. It's pretty dirty. That doesn't matter. You'll see why I need this in a second. So I'm just going to try and lay this on top as evenly as I can. There we go. And then I'm just going to press down on top with this other stamp pad and hope that the image will transfer onto the piece of acetate. So I'm just going to hold this down for a few seconds just for that ink to grab and keep my fingers crossed. And of course, if this doesn't work, then I shall have to come up with a plan B. Lift it up, and yes, you see that's worked. Phew! And I'm just going to very carefully go over this with my heat tool just to dry that ink without melting the acetate. And then to attach this, I'm just going to really carefully lift this up because I don't know whether the ink is completely dry. I'm going to flip it over so that the ink is on the back. And so my image will go down here like this, and I'm just going to punch a hole and I'm going to hold it in place with an eyelet. So let's just carefully punch a hole. I've got my crocodile here. So if I punch a hole here, and then I can just put my little eyelet through, and I'm hoping that this will hold it in place. So just grab my crocodile here and now squeeze it. And there we go. Isn't that cute? Oh, I'm really happy with that. Let me just hold it up so that you can see. And I'm just going to use a small piece of baker's twine just to add a bit of interest to the top, just to make it into a tag. There we are. I can trim that off, and I'm just going to stick that down just like that. And that is my focal image. But I think I'm just going to hold that in place with a small amount of the washi tape. So let's cut some of this off. Let's have a look. Oh, let's cut a piece that's about the right width. I'm just going to, in fact, we can use this. This is the backing to the sticky back paper, and use a glue stick as well, just to make sure that the washi tape holds down firmly. So let's just apply some glue and then smooth that out of the way. Make sure I've got this the right way around. I think it's that way up. And then I can wrap that over the top, and hopefully that will hold in place. I'm just going to trim the edges first, and that will be hopefully my first page done. Okay, so how are we going to get this to stick? I think I'll fold this over like this, line it up with the top of the washi tape, and then I can fold this over and glue that down onto the back, and that should hold that little flap in place. How cute is that? And I think it goes really well with the underside, and of course the little tab on the side as well. So that's the first page done. Isn't that just so cool? Love how that flips up like that. So what shall we do next? We need to find the next couple of pages. I want to work on this double page spread next, and I'm thinking that I'm going to work backwards and make my focal images first. I absolutely love the bike image in this little art clippings book. So I think, in fact, let's take that out. Not so keen on the pizza, but I absolutely love this violin page here as well. So I'm thinking that I can use these two as my focal images. Colour-wise, they go really well with the backgrounds. Now, I think these are both stickers, so I'm just going to attempt to peel the backings off and stick them down to these two pieces here. We've got two of these which came in one of the ephemera packs, so I'm just going to pop these down onto the background. Now, I'm sure that these are fairly translucent. Let's have a look and see how we're going to do this. In fact, let's just try and work out where this needs to go. So I'm just going to try and aim to centralise this on that bottom line there. There we have it. That will do. Just try and smooth that out. That's fine. So that's a good background for my image. I'm going to do exactly the same with this one here. So there we go. We've got the focal images down, and I really like the fact as well that you can still see some of the text from the papers underneath. So happy with that. I think I'm going to distress these as well. So let's just grab my little scissors. And I'm just going to use my scissors just to give these a bit of a raggedy edge, and then I can ink around the sides as well. So then we need to focus on what we're going to do for a background. Now you can see I've torn this one here. No worries, what we can do is just use a pair of tweezers. I would have used my pokey tool if I could find where it's gone. Let me just try and grab this with these tweezers, and I'm just going to twizzle that around. I'll do the same on this side here. Just try and bend it over like this. Here we are. Let's just use a tiny bit of distressing just to go around the edges, and then that's the focal image done. Let's just go over where we've curled those edges. I'm thinking to start off with, I can make a tag from this piece of packaging here. I'm just going to trim down the sides and perhaps take the edges off as well and make this into a tag shape. So as you can see, I've cut my tag shape. I've also got this piece of ephemera here, and that can cover up your creative studio. I'm thinking of having that on the left. I really like the red outline. It says cabinet portrait on the bottom, but what I'm thinking is that if I have my focal image something like that, then you can just see a tiny amount of the text and you can't really see what it says. And I just like the way that that looks. So I'm just going to glue that down like that, and then maybe we can find a piece of trim or something to hang on the top. Bring back my journal, and I need to find a way of creating a tuck spot without covering up too much of this beautiful Victorian wallpaper. So what I'm thinking is that I can take some of the acetate off the front of this little pad here. So I'm just going to sacrifice this and just cut it along that join, and then if I want to, I can always add a new cover to this, but this can be glued down here, and then my tag will be able to slot inside. Now, I haven't used my art glitter glue for a long time, but I am for this, just because I want something strong that's going to glue really quickly. And I know that some of you have been waiting for my new updated glue review. I will be doing it in the next week or so. So, you know, I'm pretty confident now as to my thoughts regarding the various glues. So I feel confident that I'll be sharing some useful information, but I'm just going to glue this down here like this. I'm just going to weight this down underneath a heavy book for a minute or two, just for that glue to grab, so that I can slot my tag inside. Okie dokie, the glue is dry, so I can pop my tag into the pocket. I really like how that looks. I like the simplicity of it, but I do think I'm going to add some of this washi tape just across the bottom, just to give it a bit more decoration. So I'm just going to glue a piece of this on. Glue stick is added, and I'm just going to make sure that I burnish this down just so that that well and truly sticks, just because this page is too thick for me to remove it from the journal. Now I do want to remove this one because I've got an idea as to what I want to do with this page. Let me just try and do this without destroying it. Because this page here is so simple, I want to do something a bit more detailed with the page on the left. Let me just move the journal out of the way. I want to use this as a background. I'm going to have to cut it down ever so slightly. Let's have a look to the edge of this piece here. So I'm just going to take that off to the paper trimmer. And this is another piece of those sticky back sheets. I'm just going to peel it off and stick it down onto my background. Again, as I did before, I'm just going to try and centralize it. So let's have a look and see where that needs to go. Right, okay. So I think if I stick this down here, something like this, and then just peel my backing off, and that's good enough. That's good enough for me. Let's try and iron out those creases. And then I've chosen 3 sheets of paper from the Ephemera pack, and I want to add these to my background as well. So I am thinking that I can have these something like this. I'm going to have to trim these down to fit, but I'm thinking I can have it something like that. I need to trim this one down. That's my collage background, and of course this is my focal image, and that's just too busy on its own. So I am thinking that I can maybe use a couple of these. I love the texture of these. Again, these are 2 of the ribbed pieces, just to break that background up a bit and pop my focal image in the center. And so I think I'm just going to have that something like that. So okay, so that's my focal image, and I think that's going to look beautiful, but I do want to add some words. I've got some of the Tim Holtz Ideology clipping stickers, and I've pulled out Make This Journey of Your Own. So I'm just going to pop this down here. I'm going to chop this in half. So make the journey of your own. I do want to add a bit more glue because these don't stick particularly well. So make the journey, and I'm going to have that there. Make this journey. And where's the rest of it gone? What have I done with it? Here we are, found it. Make this journey of your own. And I'm just going to pop that down there like that. So let's stick this down. And now that the page is back in the journal, I've just added another one of the Tim Holtz Ideology quotes, The Music of My Heart, which I think goes really well with the violin or cello or whatever it might be. And I just think that makes a beautiful spread. So although this page is really simple here, I've just used a bit of sari silk for the tie at the top, by the way. But, you know, this side is really simplistic, but because we've got a busier background, I think the two go really well together. I think that's enough. I'm leaving the video here for today. So of course we've got these 2 pages here, and we've got the one that we did earlier. Let me see if I can find it. So this one here, love this with this little flip up, and we've got this that lifts up here. I really like that page. Now I have literally got a handful of pages left to complete. There's always more than you think, isn't there? So I've got these 3 pages here, and I also have these pages here as well. So 1, 2, 3 pages here, and then that's it. My journal is completely full. Now I've already received the next box from Amanda, so I aim to be back in a week, couple of weeks or so. Let's get get this journal finished off, and then we can move on to creating a new one. But just look how lovely and chunky and fat this is. Well, I'm leaving my video here for today, but I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully it's given you some inspiration and ideas. As always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. Do let me know what you think in the comments below, but most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.